I'm here with Will Friedle, the voice of Nightwing for Batman Unlimited. Nightwing is a slight departure from what we know you best from, which just happens to be one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Batman Beyond.
Oh, thank you.
So very excited to talk to you. But when you're dealing with something that is still in the Batman universe and that close age-wise to Terry, how do you avoid just the comparison right away?
You know, it's tough to, especially because I wanted to play them both deeper in range, because you really wanted to show a good delineation between Nightwing and Red Robin in this movie. So I wanted to bring it down kind of almost into the Batman Beyond Terry range, and then it really just comes down to character, where Nightwing is much more open and free and joking and laughing than Terry was. Terry was a very, I mean, when you actually go back and you watch Batman Beyond, Terry was a very dark, troubled kind of kid.
Oh, totally.
And you know, while Dick Grayson has his past, he certainly does not have that darkness. So it's, you know, it was much, you can really lighten it up. It's also, it's easy when you've got the characters around you, whether in the first movie it was really the Flash, that he and the Flash kind of had that rapport, and in this movie it's really Green Lantern and Green Arrow and Red Robin. So yeah, it's really more character than it is voice quality. So hopefully that'll show the difference between the two.
Yeah. I talked to Bruce Timm yesterday about what series he would like to kind of pick up where he left off and keep going if he had the opportunity, and he said Batman Beyond. So I know that ended kind of abruptly. I don't know how it was on your end of things, but if that opportunity came back, I mean...
2 seconds. Are you kidding? It was, first of all, it holds an exceptionally special place in my heart because it was my first ever voiceover job.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
I'd never done anything voiceover-wise, and next thing I know, I was sitting next to Kevin Conroy. With Bruce Timm and Glenn Murakami and Paul Dini and everybody there. So it was daunting and scary. Andrea Romano directing. I mean, it was just the A-list. But it was, I mean, what a way to get into the world, you know, of voiceover. So yeah, very special place in my heart, Batman Beyond. And I would go, it's one of those things where if somebody said, oh, we're going to do a Batman Beyond greeting card. Do you want to come and do the voice of Terry? I would be there in 2 seconds for free.
So if I throw a couple sketches together and make a flip book?
Let's do it. Are you kidding?
Awesome.
I think it's one of those. And I like that they, through Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited, got a chance to end the story with epilogue. But it was still, it's one of those things where I think there are so many more stories to tell that I would love to, at the very least, do another movie. I thought Return of the Joker was awesome. I mean,
agree,
just
totally.
an incredible animated feature. So I would love to do another one of those, frankly.
Yeah. Is there an affinity for superhero as a genre, or?
Yeah, yes. I mean, there is. There's, you know what it is? There's, for me, an affinity towards Batman especially. Because I love the idea of somebody with no power. It's just a man and his will that's kind of going out to do what he can to help save the world. And so I love that. I like Green Lantern and I like Superman, I like everybody else, but I've always loved the fact that Batman was just a guy. That was important to me. And then picking that up with Terry, where Terry was just a kid, who was kind of doing the same thing. So, and I thought one of the greatest parts of Batman Beyond was, and we ended up doing an episode about it, was it came to the point of, is it Terry or is it the suit? Because the suit was so powerful that which one was it? So they did an episode where he didn't have a suit. I loved that. So it was like, okay, I'd like that. To me, that was where Terry really grew into his own.
And then Iron Man 3 maybe ripped off that concept a little bit.
A little bit. Was it the suit or was it the guy? They did, but no one saw Iron Man 3. No, I'm kidding.
Batman Beyond did it first. That's really important.
I did. No, I was, that character to me will always just be hugely important.
You do a lot of obviously on-camera stuff too, in addition to voice acting, and I know there is a physical component to voice acting too, but what is the big differences for you when you know you're going to be on camera versus
diet and exercise? Unfortunately, you know, it's one of those things. Again, people joke that, oh, you can do the voiceover in your bathrobe, and nobody does because of goodness, we take our job very seriously, but there is the idea that it is just about your voice. It's all that matters. The acting and your voice. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter if you've shaved. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes you're in. It doesn't matter if you're in makeup. It doesn't matter if you're coiffed. It's just pure natural acting. So there's something about that that's wonderful. And then, you know, there's benefits on camera too. You know, I especially when with like sitcom, for instance, you have the audience, so you have instant reaction, which can become like a drug to an actor. So that's a wonderful thing, and that's something that I missed for a long time. You know, I left. I didn't want to do on camera anymore, and then Girl Meets World came out, and they asked me to come back, and it was too good an opportunity to not play Eric again. So I had to go back and do it, and that kind of got the juices flowing. So I think I'm probably going to start doing a little bit more.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's again diet and exercise. But you know, for the work, there's a lot more involved in doing on camera. For pure joy, you can't beat voiceover. You really can't. It's just wonderful.
Is there an intimidation level that comes along with working with someone like Kevin Conroy?
There was an intimidation level for about 30 seconds until he spoke to me the first time, put his arm around me, and kind of instantly, in my head, became my mentor. You could not meet a nicer human being in your life, a more talented human being. I mean, classically trained New York stage actor who is 6 foot, 100 feet tall with that deep, booming voice. And he, you know, again, I'd never done it before. So I was sitting next to him, and it was little things. You know, he would tell me, all right, sit up straight, open up your diaphragm, roll back your shoulders. I mean, he literally took me under his wing right away. So you're intimidated the first second you meet him, and then you could not meet a nicer human being in your life. So it was just instant for me, just kind of going, all right, this is the guy I got to follow. And he thankfully took a little pup under his wing. Well, it was great talking to you. You as well. Huge pleasure to meet you again. Thank you very much. Such a huge fan. Very sweet. Thank you very much. Thank you.